Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Triple N Media. I am Dr. Nik Nikam, and today we are going to learn how to get rid of all these dark shadows under the eyes. So I have already brought up this picture here, which is the background picture, and simply what I'm going to do is press Ctrl J to make a duplicate copy, and here I have already made a duplicate copy. I'm just going to highlight that and select that picture and work on it. I have left the background image for comparison. If you see, if I turn off the second image, it is showing these shadows, so we're going to be working on the second image. The next thing we do is select the clone stamp tool. Clone stamp tool, which looks like a rubber stamp. Click on that one. Then we set the size to approximately 25 pixels. Select the mode Lighten. What we want to do is lighten these dark shadows underneath the eyes. I'm going slow so you can follow each step as I am describing. So we select the mode to lighten. Then we want to work on the current layer. If you work on all layers, it's going to change the picture in the original one, which we do not want. So we're going to simply work on this particular current image. After we have selected the sample current layer, mode Lighten, and the clone stamp tool, now we select an area which we would like to replicate and replace. Press Alt and press the left key. So it selects that area. Now we are simply going to lighten this skin under the eyes. So just take a look at now and you'll be surprised. See, it's already taking out all these things. And you want to select an area that is very close to the eye itself, so that it just simply take out these dark shades on the picture. Photography is interesting because it may take us 30 years to develop these bags underneath the eye, but it takes just a few minutes to get rid of them on a photography. As you can see, it is replicating this shade as I go through the motion, and simply recreate the eyelids as they were when you were a teenager, and bingo, it will look almost. And since we expand these images while we are working on them, when the picture is reduced to the normal size, you will see there is absolutely no difference between the normal skin underneath the eyelids and just below the eyes. That's pretty close to, like here we can see this is a little darker shadow compared to this, so I just take a sample from here and replicate it so they look alike. So see, it's beginning to look alike. So sample should be in close proximity because the eyelids have different shades going from one end to the other, so you don't want to duplicate everything as white. Similarly, we can get rid of these little shadows. If we get rid of all these shadows, it will begin to look like if you take this lighter shadow here and turn these edges. Most importantly, we need to work on the edges. It is the softening of the edges that removes the differential from the normal skin to this bumpy three-dimensional appearance. So I think we can sit here and work on it very diligently so that everything looks very close to the normal. Yes, we're going to move on to the next side. So what I want to do is I want to just take this lighter shadow, select that as the sample by pressing Alt left key. Now I'm ready to clean up this mess here. As you can see, I'm just in close proximity to the area I'm working, and it is taking away all these dark shadows. Now when I come this side, I want to use this particular area which looks good. Select this and then start removing these darker shadows. And the other interesting thing is it maintains the texture of the skin as much as possible, as opposed to using other techniques of removing the shadows from underneath the eyes. First you do a rough work, then you come back and clean up the mess with fine adjustments based on the shades that are in proximity to the darker areas. So here, as you can see, I want to select a skin that is exactly just in proximity, so I can clean up that little bump. Bump is nothing more than a darker shade of the skin. So we have removed most of the stuff, but here you can still see a little bulge. If you really want to get rid of the bulge, we can work on it, but there's another way to remove it. But I'm just going to stick to this particular technique of removing the bump. We see this lighter bump here because there's a darker shadow here. So basically I just need to come here and select a sample and change this color. As you can see, as I'm removing this little darker shadow, the bump is disappearing. So most of the bump is gone. That's why this is like being an artist painting, except that we are unpainting the shades. And we remove the bump, so you don't see that bump, even though there are some little gray areas left here, but you get the idea as you know what we are trying to accomplish. We're trying to make the skin look as normal, this like orange peel appearance we see here, as we can by making this, and by reducing the darkness you can see it begins to blend with the rest of the skin just underneath the eyelids. I think that's fairly good. We've got a very good one on the right side, and the left side we probably have to work a little harder. But if you do it in an expanded format, and here's a little dark shade, let's see if we can clean up that part, and I'm going to have you take a look at before and after. So we take out this. So it's taking away all the bump. The bump is basically, as I said, dark, varying shades of dark skin. So as we take out those things, simply it becomes a flat surface. All right, this is for demonstration purpose, this is pretty good. So let's look at that. Now let's turn off this one, the image we have been working on. Now are you ready for before and after? All right, now here is the image before. You can see all these bumpy eyelids with dark skin. Now this is the finished product. I am Dr. Nik Nikam, and you have been watching Triple N Media. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have more than 5,280 subscribers, and we are approaching 2 million views. Please do support this channel by subscribing to our channel, and we will see you next time. Thank you so much for your time.